Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Preetham and this is Preetham's Academy. Today we are going to discuss the 10th standard second lesson in English subject, that is The Thief's Story. Now this lesson is written by Ruskin Bond. He is born in 1934. He is an Indian author of British descent. He lives with his adopted family in Landor in Mussoorie, India. The Indian Council for Children Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He got the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra for his published work in English. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. So this is the information about the author. Let's begin with the story, The Thief's Story. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Now this is the story beginning with the narrator. We don't know who is narrator, as it's a first person. The lesson is beginning with I. So the narrator is giving information about himself, that he was of 15 years and he was a thief and he was successful in the business of thief. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind, and simple enough for my purpose. I hadn't had much luck of late and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. Now here, opposite to the narrator, one more character is there. His name is Anil and his age is 25, and physically he is described here, tall, lean, right? Easygoing, kind, simple. You look a bit of wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends. See, there is one statement by the narrator. He tried to flatter Anil, and it is his philosophy. One philosophy is mentioned here, that according to his philosophy, flattery helps in making friends. So what was the reply of Anil? So do you, right? So as narrator said that Anil looks wrestler, Anil replied the same, you also look the wrestler, which put me off for a moment, because at that time I was rather thin. So this sentence was very sarcastic. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. So, in a humorous way, narrator replied that he also do wrestling. What's your name? Hari Singh, I lied. So see, the narrator is lying. Why is lying? Because he is a thief. So when Anil asked his name, he replied Hari Singh, which wasn't his real name. I took a new name every month. That kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. Now why he is lying and why he changed the name, the reason is provided here, because it kept him ahead of the police and his former employers. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. Now after this little introduction, Anil talked about his knowledge on wrestling and wrestlers, but narrator did not reply anything because he didn't have that much knowledge. But when Anil finished this, when he started walking, narrator started following him. So what was the reply of Anil? Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said, but I can't pay you. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. Now here narrator says that he has misjudged his man, means actually he misjudged the richness of Anil. Maybe he thought that he will rob him. He must be having good money, right? But now he is saying that he has misjudged that man. I asked, can you feed me? So Anil replied, can you cook? I can cook. I lied again. So lying is a business of thief. If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. So Anil straightforwardly said, if he is ready to cook, then he can feed him. He took me to his room over the Jumna sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible, because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. But I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and he couldn't help laughing. Now see, where was Anil staying? above over the Jumna sweet shop, and he told the narrator to sleep in the balcony, right? But that night only Anil threw him off. Why? Because the food was very terrible, because he lied about the cooking. And as Anil told him to go away, but he did not, he continued giving his appealing smile, and that made Anil laughing, right? Later he patted me on the head and said, never mind, he would teach me to cook. He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. Now see, this passage is very important. Here, the kindness of Anil is presented here. Though the narrator was not good at cooking, but Anil told him that he would teach him cooking. Not only that, he taught him how to write the name. He told him that he will teach him how to write the whole sentences. And here is the philosophy of narrator also, Hari Singh, that if anybody is educated, they can have a good future. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about ₹1 a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. Now here the daily schedule of Hari Singh is provided, right? He used to go for purchasing, the supplies, then making tea in the morning, and out of that he used to having a profit of ₹1 a day. And though Anil was knowing it, but he never minded it because he was a good person. Anil made money by fits and starts. He would borrow 1 week, lend the next. He kept worrying about his next check, but as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate. It seems he wrote for magazines, a queer way to make a living. Now here, Anil's income is mentioned. How was his income? Not regular, it was irregular. Sometimes he used to get the money, he used to celebrate, and next time he used to wait for the next check. And what was his profession? Writing for the magazines, and it was a very strange way for Hari Singh, right? One evening he came home with a small bundle of notes, saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. So one day he brought a bundle of notes, right? So what was the reason how he got the money? He sold a book to the publisher. And where did he put the money? Under the mattress. I had been working for Anil for almost a month, and apart from cheating on the shopping, had not done anything in my line of work. I had every opportunity for doing so. Anil had given me a key to the door, and I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting person I had ever met. Now see, since how much time narrator was working for Anil? A month. Now he was well engaged with his work, and maybe he forgot his work of thieving. He was no more a thief if he was not in his profession. So he thought Anil has got good money now, a bundle of notes, and this was an opportunity. And there was every opportunity to have his profession. Why? Because Anil gave him a key of the door. Anytime he can come and go, right? But one thing was there, Anil was the most trusting person narrator has met. And that is why it was so difficult to rob him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed. But it's difficult to rob a careless man. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he has been robbed, and that takes all the pleasure out of the work. Now here again narrator's philosophy is exhibited. What is the philosophy of narrator? That it is very easy to rob a greedy man, but it is very difficult to rob a careless man. Why? Because it is affordable for the greedy man, and careless people sometimes don't notice. So the pleasure of the work is not there. Now narrator says it was very difficult to rob Anil. Well, it's time I did some real work, I told myself. I am out of practice, and if I don't take the money, he will only waste it on his friends. After all, he doesn't even pay me. Now why he decided to rob Anil? Because he decided he was out of practice. He was losing his job of thief, isn't it? So, and one more reason was there. If Anil has money, Anil is going to waste it on his friends, and he doesn't pay the salary to narrator. So he decided he will take out all those notes of bundle, right? Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. I sat up on the floor, considering the situation. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Even I had more marks on my face, though mine were mostly scars. Now here is the situation that night when the narrator Hari Singh decided to rob Anil. Anil was sleeping and he was, very simple person, not taking any tension while sleeping. There were no lines on his face. And opposite to that, narrator's face was full of scars, isn't it? He decided to take the money and to catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. My hand slid under the mattress, searching for the notes. When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Anil sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. So finally, the narrator took out the money under the mattress, and there was little movement on the bed by Anil, but as soon as the narrator noticed it, he immediately came out of the room and ran outside the room. When I was on the road, I began to run. I had the notes at my waist, held there by the string of my pyjamas. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. I could live like an oil-rich Arab for a week or two. As soon as the narrator came out of the room on the road, he started running. And where he put the bundle of the notes? To the string of his pyjama, right? He counted them after some time. How much was the money? 600 rupees. And what were the notes? 50 rupees notes. So he decided to spend this money and he could live like an oil-rich Arab for how many days? A week or two. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I had never bought a ticket in my life, but dashed straight to the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up speed and I should have been able to jump into one of the carriages, but I hesitated. For some reason I can't explain, and I lost the chance to get away. Now, as planned, the narrator reached to the station. The train was there on the platform. He decided to go, but somehow he hesitated. Now, why he hesitated? I think it must be the trust upon Anil which was attracting him. So finally the train left and he was on the platform. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help, and I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. The only person I knew really well was the man I had robbed. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. Now the narrator was alone on the platform. Where to go? He had no friends, and there was a reason he did not make the friends, because he considered friends were more trouble than help. There was only one person he trusted in that city, and that was Anil, and he already robbed that person. So without thinking anything, he started walking through the bazaar. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. The greedy man showed fear, the rich man showed anger, the poor man showed acceptance. But I knew that Anil's face, when he discovered the theft, would show only a touch of sadness, not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. Now again, a philosophy of narrator is presented here. His study of faces. So what will be the reaction of greedy man after losing his goods? There will be a fear. And what about rich man? There will be anger. And what about poor man? Acceptance. And Anil is completely different. He will show only a touch of sadness, and not for losing the money, for losing the trust. I found myself in the Maidan and sat down on a bench. The night was chilly. It was early November and a light drizzle added to my discomfort. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and pyjamas stuck to my skin and a cold wind blew the rain across my face. Now here is the situation at night. Though there was a fire in his mind, but there was a shower outside. The situation was very chilly. Now see, the mind of the narrator and the climate is matching here, isn't it? I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain. Anil's money. In the morning he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. But now I had it all. I couldn't cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be a really big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. Now see, these three passages I read together because there is a continuance of meaning. He stayed at one place under the, clock tower. He started thinking, right? When he touched the money, whose money it was? Anil's money. So he started thinking about Anil. Now, when he has money, now he will not do some works like never to cook his meals, never to go to bazaar. But one more thing he will not do, that is not to write whole sentence anymore. And when he thought about whole sentences, it clicked everything that rather than getting money, he is losing a great thing. That is learning to read and write. And as soon as it clicked to him, he thought that when any person gets education, he can earn more money than, robbing anybody. And he felt very sad. And he was thinking to go again, Anil, to learn to read and write. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous, for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway in clouded moonlight. Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed, and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. Now see, here is the situation how he returned the money, right? As he decided to go back to Anil, he was little nervous because, stealing was easy rather than returning the money undetected. So he quietly went and put the money under the mattress. I awoke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. He stretched out his hand towards me. There was a 50-rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. Now see the reply of Anil. Actually, Anil understood. Anil got to know that money was stolen and again it was put back. So Anil already made the tea before waking up narrator. He gave him 50 rupees notes also. And when the 50 rupees notes was presented, so narrator understood he is already caught because the notes were wet. I made some money yesterday, he explained. Now you will be paid regularly. Now this sentence shows that Anil doesn't want to show anything. He doesn't want to talk about, night thing. Yesterday's stealing by the narrator. He wants to go it unnoticed. That is the sentence. I made some money yesterday, now I will be paid regularly. My spirits rose, but when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. Today we will start writing sentences, he said. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. When Anil told him that from that day they are going to learn to write sentences, then the narrator became very happy, and first time he gave the appealing smile without any effort because it was very natural. Without any effort it became. So this lesson talks about the trust between Anil and narrator. If you have a good trust with the people, it is very difficult to break it. And if you are going to break it, you will feel very, nervous, disappointed. So always build the trust and maintain it, never to break it. Thank you very much for listening this lesson. Subscribe my channel. I will bring more videos about different subjects on Pritham's Academy. Stay tuned with me.